What if I told you that 3 simple vitamins could be the difference between feeling exhausted by 3 p.m. and having the energy to play with your grandchildren after a full day of work? Hello there, and welcome to our consultation today. You know, I see so many gentlemen walk through my office doors feeling frustrated, tired, and wondering if this is just what getting older feels like. They tell me, Dr. Brooke, I used to bound out of bed ready to tackle the world, but now I feel like I'm dragging myself through molasses. If that sounds familiar, you're absolutely not alone, and more importantly, you don't have to accept it as your new normal. Today, I want to share something with you that I've seen transform the lives of countless patients over the years. We're going to talk about 3 specific vitamins that can make a remarkable difference in how you feel, how you perform, and how you approach each day. Now, I know what you might be thinking. Another doctor pushing supplements. But hear me out, because what I'm about to share isn't based on marketing hype or the latest health fad. This is solid, evidence-based medicine that I've witnessed working time and again in my own practice. Vitamin D3, your energy foundation. Let's start with what I call the sunshine vitamin, vitamin D3. Now, I can't tell you how many men come to me complaining of fatigue, muscle weakness, and just feeling off, only to discover their vitamin D levels are sitting in the basement. Here's what's happening in your body. After 60, your skin becomes less efficient at producing vitamin D from sunlight, and your kidneys don't convert it as effectively as they used to. It's like having a power plant that's running at half capacity. But here's what's fascinating. Vitamin D isn't just about bone health, though that's certainly important. This vitamin acts more like a hormone in your body, influencing everything from your immune system to your mood, and yes, your energy levels. When your vitamin D is optimized, patients tell me they notice a difference in their morning energy, their muscle strength during workouts, and even their overall sense of well-being. I typically recommend 2,000 to 4,000 IU daily for most of my male patients over 60, but here's the key, and this is where many people go wrong. You absolutely must get your blood levels tested first. I've seen men taking vitamin D for months with no improvement because they weren't taking enough, or conversely, taking too much without monitoring. The sweet spot we're aiming for is a blood level between 40 to 60 nanograms per milliliter. Once we get you there, most men notice improvements within 6 to 8 weeks. Vitamin B12, your cellular power plant now. Let's talk about vitamin B12, which I often call the energy vitamin. This is where things get really interesting for men over 60. As we age, our stomach produces less acid, and we have fewer of the special proteins needed to absorb B12 from food. It's like having a key that no longer fits the lock properly. Even if you're eating B12, rich foods like meat and fish, your body might not be extracting what it needs. The symptoms of B12 deficiency can be subtle at first. Maybe you're feeling more forgetful, experiencing that afternoon energy crash, or noticing that your workouts don't feel as strong as they used to. Some of my patients describe it as brain fog or feeling like they're thinking through cotton. What's happening is that B12 is essential for creating red blood cells and maintaining your nervous system. Without adequate levels, it's like trying to run a high-performance car on watered-down fuel. Here's what I find remarkable. When we correct a B12 deficiency, the transformation can be quite dramatic. I have patients who come back and tell me, Dr. Brooke, I feel like I've got my old self back. For men over 60, I often recommend the sublingual form. That's the kind that dissolves under your tongue, because it bypasses those absorption issues in your stomach. We're looking at about 1,000 micrograms daily, and unlike some vitamins, B12 is water-soluble, so your body will eliminate what it doesn't need. Magnesium, the master mineral finally. Let's discuss magnesium, what I like to call the master mineral. This might be the most underappreciated nutrient when it comes to men's health after 60. Magnesium is involved in over 300 biochemical reactions in your body. Think of it as the oil in your car's engine. Without enough of it, everything starts to run rough. Here's what many men don't realize. Magnesium plays a crucial role in testosterone production, muscle function, heart health, and sleep quality. If you're experiencing any combination of muscle cramps, difficulty sleeping, irregular heartbeat, or even anxiety, magnesium deficiency could be a contributing factor. The challenge is that our modern diet, combined with certain medications that many men over 60 take, can deplete magnesium levels. I've had patients who've struggled with sleep for years, tried every sleep aid under the sun, only to find that addressing their magnesium deficiency was the missing piece of the puzzle. When you sleep better, everything else follows: your energy, your mood, your physical performance. I typically recommend magnesium glycinate, about 400 to 600 milligrams daily, taken with dinner. This form is gentler on the stomach and better absorbed than the cheaper magnesium oxide you'll find in many drugstore supplements. Putting it all together, your path forward. Now, I want to address something that I know many of you are thinking. Dr. Brooke, I've tried supplements before, and they didn't work. I hear this concern regularly, and there are usually a few reasons why previous attempts may have fallen short. First, many men try to address these issues one at a time, but these vitamins work synergistically. They support each other. Vitamin D helps with magnesium absorption, magnesium is needed for proper B12 function, and so on. Second, quality matters tremendously. Not all supplements are created equal, and unfortunately, the supplement industry isn't regulated the same way prescription medications are. I always recommend looking for third-party tested products and working with a healthcare provider who can monitor your progress with appropriate blood tests. Here's my practical advice for getting started. Begin with getting your baseline blood levels checked: vitamin D, B12, and magnesium. This gives us a clear picture of where you're starting from and allows us to track your progress. Then, implement these supplements gradually, ideally with the guidance of a healthcare provider who understands men's health after 60. Remember, these aren't magic pills that will transform your life overnight, but they're foundational elements that can help restore the vitality and energy that you deserve to feel at this stage of your life. The men in my practice who've embraced this approach often tell me that it's not just about feeling better, it's about reclaiming their confidence, their strength, and their zest for life. You don't have to accept fatigue, low energy, and diminished performance as inevitable parts of aging. With the right nutritional support, many of my patients find themselves feeling more energetic, mentally sharp, and physically capable than they have in years. Your best years can truly be ahead of you, and these 3 essential vitamins can be powerful allies in that journey.